You ask, I answer. So I'm gonna answer China Comercio's question here. I will cover this in this video. I'm gonna show you how you can connect them into your n8n workflows. Let's start with the workflow. How you can use this automation. For example, you can sell these automations to companies that have separate invoice email, and when you put this automation to their invoice email, it's gonna straight away pull all of the invoices into separate folders from each client, and everything is gonna be arranged by client's email. You can just tweak some of the renaming here, and all of the invoices could be renamed by date, by email, with separate folders, everything. And this agent is gonna generate a thank you for your payment email, and it's gonna send to them, and this makes really good impression into the companies when they are paying you and you're sending them a thank you email. This is really good. This is the way how you can connect your custom domain emails, not using Outlook or not using Gmail. If you have any problems in your workflows, or if you want to see how any type of automation is built live, just drop in the comments, and in the next videos I'm gonna build them. At our first step, if you want to receive emails with SMTP email, just come here and write email trigger. It's gonna be IMAP. This is the trigger. And here on the credentials, you have to go and create your credentials. So what these credentials are gonna be. So these are the username and the password that you use to log into your email. For example, in this case, I'm gonna use my cleaning company email that I have. This is gonna be my username. Password is gonna be the password that I'm using. For the host, we have to write the host, so the website or the domain that you are using. For example, if you have your domain as, let's say, muroai.com, or as in this case bluehorizon.co.uk, you just copy it and put it here without HTTP, without anything. Usually on these emails the ports are the same, so 993. Just leave this open and rename your email. Just say test email here and click save. And mailbox name here, inbox. We can download the attachments. Let's test it. Don't have any email, so let's send an email. Usually on these emails it takes time to receive your email. Okay, we got our email, and we can see return path, and from this email subject hey, and we have everything here, and it is marking this as a red. As you can see, this email is already red here. But now we have to see what is in the emails, because we got only our subject here. For this we have to go to here, format, and click. So this is going to return the full email with all data resolved and attachments saved as binary data. So this is the best one that we're gonna use. And property prefix name is going to be attachment. You can use data as usual that we are using. And what are the other options? Here we can say do nothing. For example, it's gonna take the email, but it's not gonna mark as a red. Here, if you have different mailboxes, you can change the name of the mailbox, and you're gonna use it like this. Okay, let's see resolved email, and let's send an email with an attachment to see how it's gonna look. I've got my attachments here, and I'm gonna send the email now. And now we're gonna wait to see when we're gonna receive the email. We've got our email, so we've got our two files. As we are saying here, property prefix name data is gonna rename them and make them data and data. And this is an image. We can see the image here, back to the list, and this is a PDF that we can download the PDF. And on the schema we can see the email, we can see here. So this is the text, and now we have received our email and attachments. Then what we're gonna do with them, let's save the attachments into our Google Drive. Okay, let's go, let's drive and upload file. Let me make a new folder. Okay, we have our test attachments folder. Now we're gonna come here and use it. Let's say test attachment. Input data field is gonna be, let's make it expression. And from the email trigger, have to go item, binary, data 0 and data 01. So these are two files, but they are in one item. How we gonna do that? Okay, so we want to get all of the files from the email and save them into a folder. How we gonna do that? I don't know. Now we are facing a problem, so we're gonna go to ChatGPT and try to solve it. Let's go and open a new chat. Okay, in the new chat we're gonna say, I want to get all of the attachments in the email to be uploaded to Google. Let's see what it's gonna say. And it says here is a drop-in code node that does exactly that. So the chat gave us a code. Let's copy the code, come here, put a code node, and let's run it to see how it's gonna go. Okay, we have 2 items now, and they are split and they are working. So now there is no any problem. We say here data, for file name is gonna keep the name, and for each email we can say to make a folder, for example. Let's say then drive, create a folder, create folder. We're gonna say create folder, folder name. Here we're gonna use the person's email. So for every email we're gonna have a from text, and we're gonna extract email. So from every email we're gonna have a folder for that. Okay, we're gonna create the folder in my drive. Let's say test attachments inside. Okay, let's go and create the folder, but now it is gonna create 2 folders. So it is a problem. If we execute it once, it's gonna create a folder and go to upload the files, but maybe only 1 item is gonna pass here. Oh, okay, we can put it here, and we're gonna make it like this. So when we arrange our workflow like this, it's gonna first go upside and create the folder, but we have to see if there is a folder with this name. So we're gonna go to say drive and search for file or folders, search query. We're gonna say this email, so it's gonna be email trigger, the item JSON from text, and here extract your email. So we're gonna look for this email in our folders, return all. If there is a file or folder like this, it's gonna return it to us. So let's see if there is a folder. Okay, we don't have any folder here. So then if we don't have, we have to continue. And here we're gonna put if ID does not exist, we're gonna continue. Because if there is no ID here, so we don't have a folder, we're gonna create a folder. And that's it. It's gonna execute it once. It's gonna create the folder. Okay, let's see. We have to put continue. We have to put always output data, and then try to test. It's gonna output. We're gonna create the folder. Okay, and now we're gonna have a folder here. Let's see. Okay, we have. And then when the next time this person sends an email, now we're gonna test it as well. But I just want to explain it. If same person sends an email, it's gonna come get all the attachments here. It's gonna go up and search files or folders. If it does find a folder, it's gonna go to false, so it's not gonna create any folder. If it doesn't find a folder, it's gonna go to the true branch. It's gonna create the folder, and that's it. We're gonna have the folder. Therefore, when we have a new email from the person, it's gonna come and see that we have a folder. It's gonna go to false branch, not gonna create a folder. And then after creation, because n8n works like this from left to right, from up to down, so when we have this email come here, it's gonna go up, finish the workflow. After that, it's gonna come down and start here and upload the file. So where we're gonna upload the file? Into the folder of the person's email. So we go in, and from list, we're not gonna say, we're gonna say from list, but oh, we have to use an ID. This is a problem. So we have to use a merge node in order to merge these attachments and go from downside and search the file and folder. So here we're gonna make search file and folders. So go to Google Drive, search file and folders. We're gonna search the query, the email of the person, as we did in the previous one, item, JSON from text, and here we say extract email. You can extract domain and everything. These are just JSON formats, and return all. Okay, and we gonna use here a merge node, and we're gonna combine them, all possible combinations. We're gonna put input 1 and input 2. Let's put them like this to be more clear. So when we click this, we're gonna have the folder name from here, and we're gonna have the files. Let's click OK, and let's make this execute once as well. So okay, we've got the result. From this node we have to get the ID of the folder. How we gonna do that? We come here on the schema and just search for ID, and as you can see, it should be this. Let's see if it's gonna be in the end. Yes, here is the ID and the name. So we have go to upload file. Here on the folder by ID, we go to schema, go down, get this ID, and in data field it's gonna upload. We've got both of our files here, data, because there are 2 items, and let's upload them now. Okay, we have our file uploaded. Go to the attachments, and we have our PDF, and we have our image file already uploaded to this emails folder. And then what we are doing now, we're gonna analyze the emails. We can analyze the files as well and draft a reply. Okay, we got our attachments. Now let's connect an AI agent to create a draft for a reply to our email. We go here and click limit, just restrict the items, max items, last item. Why we are doing that? Because we don't want to execute our AI agent couple of times because of the attachments. So we want to execute it only once. We can do either this, or we can use execute once on our AI agent. But let's use execute once or AI agent to be more simple. So we go click AI agent, just add an AI agent. Here we choose define below, and here we have to put our email text. We just say text, and we have our text here from the email. Just drag and drop it here. Let's say this is incoming email. And for our AI agent, we're gonna say to system message, helpful assistant to write draft emails for our company, draft emails for replies, for reply from our company name. Company name is more AI, let's say. Okay, we come here, chat model, let's choose Google Gemini. For tool, we're not gonna choose any tool. For memory, we're not gonna choose any memory. Okay, let's come here to settings, execute once. So now if it's gonna execute only on the first item, and that's it. We're gonna execute it once. It's gonna make a reply to this email. Also, I forgot to make it incoming email. Let's say from, and get the person's name and name, owners of the name. So from, here we're gonna put the name, and from email, we're gonna put the email of the person. Okay, we have everything set. Let's run the agent again. It's gonna draft an email to reply the SESDSS subject. Dear Gemini, thanks for reaching out to tomorrow. It looks your recent messaging came through without any context in the body. So anyway, then we have to send the reply. So we go here, write again, send email. So this is the SMTP node for sending email, and send email. We have to go and choose our credentials here again, and here send. And from email, we have to use our email, because in your domain, for example, when you're logged in, you can have a couple of emails. We're gonna use the same email that I have here. So you just put in your email here. To email, we have to go to the merge node and map the email here. Return path, we can get the return path and just click extract URL, extract email from here. We got our email. Subject line, we're gonna use the agent subject. We have to parse, we have to use structured output from the agent in order to make it. Let's go in, click require structured output format, and for output format, let's click structured output parser. And then here, let's say to email, and it has to write the email here. And let's delete this. The second one is gonna be subject. We have to put the subject here, and here the email text, and email text, and that's it. Okay, and we're gonna just copy this and go into the agent system prompt, and let's say this is the output format, and that's it. Okay, let's run the agent again. So now the agent has to output us model out format. Okay, why? Continue, change on error parameters. No, let's click auto fix, and for model, let's say again Google Gemini, and let's try it again. Okay, it is wrong. Now it has to fix it, and it is fixed now. So let's go to the email node. My subject line, we have to drag and drop the subject so we can reply to this email. Email format, you can use both, so HTML text or both. So we use HTML and just put email text here, and let's see how it's gonna look. This is the email, and let's test if it's gonna send it to us again. And that's it. We have the email returned. As you can see, I have this email, or we have to go and take out this n8n attribution. Just go to the send email node, options, append n8n attribution, just take it off, and that's it. Reply to. Here you can put attachments if you want, and let's click save, and that's it. And from now on, where someone is sending you the email with attachments, he's gonna come here, create a folder with the email's name. He's gonna come here, check up for a folder with the email's name. If it exists, it's gonna go to false and do nothing. If it doesn't exist, it's gonna create the folder. Then it's gonna come, split the attachments, get all the attachments here, get the folder ID. It's gonna go upload all of the files into the folder. It's gonna go to the AI agent, get a reply for this email, and it's gonna straight away send it to this person. So this is gonna be the workflow if you want to make it active, or you can adjust it however you want, but this is the simplest way to use email trigger. So you can use your email trigger and connect your credentials, and here on send email you can connect your credentials as well. Also, for these settings in your credentials, for example this port and host, you have to check them with your hosting, with your service that you bought your domain. For example, Hostinger, GoDaddy, Namecheap, whatever you bought your hosting. When you go there and you have your emails in their settings, you can see this port, and you just put in your host, and here you have to put your username or the email that you're using, and here the password that you are logging into your email. Also, if you have your email and you're using Google, here you can see support Google, and when you search for SMTP Google, you can see in the documentation that if you are using Gmail SMTP server, sending limit is 2000 messages per day, and these are the domain names and settings. So SMTP service is smtpgmail.com, so this is the host. You copy it and put it here, and here on the user and password you put your username and password that you're gonna log into your email, or you have to get some credentials. Yeah, for authentication, enter your complete Google email and app password. So you have to go to cloud and create an app password. And for ports, as you can see, SSL, enter 465. So here you have to come and enter 465, or if it doesn't work, 587. But normally in your domain service that you bought your domain and you've got your email, there you can see your settings of your email, so you can come and create your credentials. And this is it. I hope, China Commercio, my friend, I have answered your question. If you want to ask me questions, and if you want to connect with me and ask me questions and get all of the resources from my videos, just go to the link down in the description and join my free community, which is More AI Automation Hub. Here, when you come to the community, you just go to community, go to YouTube Video Vault, and in the when you find the name of the latest video, you just go in there and you can find the files. So you can download the templates and the SOPs from there. And make sure you comment, like this video, and tell me what kind of new automations or what type of problems you have, so I can answer them. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one.